Hey guys, it's Haley and welcome to another bookish video. Today is day 13 of Vlogmas, but this is vlog number 7, I believe. So if you've missed any of the previous vlogs and you'll want to watch more, I will link the playlist up above and down below. Don't miss a single day of Vlogmas. But if you just want to watch this one, that's fine too. We are picking up with my December reading. I am starting Running Wild by K.A. Tucker today, and this is a cute little contemporary romance set in Alaska. It is the spin-off book for the Simple Wild series, which is one of my favorite romance series of all time. So I'm very excited to get into the new one. This just came out this year, I believe. And I'm so excited. I was waiting and saving it for the winter time since it's set in Alaska. The atmosphere is just going to be perfect, and we're following kind of one of the side characters from the Simple Wild trilogy, and she's getting her own romance in this book. So she's a veterinarian. Her name's Marie, and she can't seem to find anyone who appeals to her even a fraction as much as her old flame did, and that guy is Jonah of Kella and Jonah, the iconic couple from the Simple Wild. But now there's a competitive musher, like literally the guys who do the dog sleds, like Mush Mush. His name is Tyler Brady, and she certainly does not like him, especially not after a heated altercation with the handsome but arrogant man. Or so she thinks. Okay, enemies to lovers, cute Alaskan bush dog sledding romance. I'm very excited for it. K.A. Tucker also does like that tension in a romance really, really well, so excited for that. I already have had a whole morning, as you saw before. I got up, drank my matcha, I went to go get my nails done, and I'm literally obsessed with them. They have like nude tips and then silver and gold little sparkles. It's just like holiday glam, but subtle, you know? I went to go pick up my contacts. I ran errands. Like, I was really slaying this morning. But now I'm on sprints with my patrons. We have Patreon sprints twice a month, and they are today. So I'm going to start Running Wild with them. This little boy caused so many problems during my telehealth sessions. What do you have to say for yourself? What do you have to say? You were eating things off the floor, biting your sister, and barking like a menace. All during my telehealth sessions, he's been a rat. He's been a little nuisance. And he was banished to sitting in my lap, so he didn't cause any more disruptions to people who are literally going through trauma. I'm helping them deal with trauma. And you were causing me trauma. But we made it through the day. We're done with work. So I'm going to take this little mofo on a walk. You ready? You ready for walkies? Hello. I'm eating my bundt cake. Thank you, Cameron Student. I know some of y'all are subscribed, so hey, thanks, rich child. I am a good few chapters, not too far, into Running Wild. It's cutie. You know, there's really nothing of substance so far. It's just like contemporary romance vibes, but the side character from the Simple Wild series that we're following, she has always been like the villain a little bit, and she got a redemption arc, but like she's kind of the villain. And so to see her in a hate to love romance, I'm like kind of on the man's side a little bit, because I'm like, dumb girl, because she was coming for my girl Calla's man for the past 3 books, until she had her little redemption moment at their wedding. But anyway, she is dealing with this hate to love romance with this like man, and she's a veterinarian, and he has like all these mushing dogs. It's taking place in Alaska, so like, you know, that makes sense. But like for any place on earth other than that, really wouldn't make sense. But it's really cute. It's atmospheric. Not much has happened. I'm enjoying it. Hello, it is a very tired Haley in the dark here, coming to you live to let you know I've only read 20% of this book. It's just not going fast, okay? It's just not. I'm not prioritizing reading it. Me and Cameron watched probably 5 or 6 episodes of this past season of Chucky because we hadn't seen it. We were just way too busy the past few weeks. And it was so fun. I absolutely love it. If you don't know, Chucky is by far my favorite horror franchise. So seeing the like rebooted show is so fun. I love Jennifer Tilly. She's fucking iconic. The kills in this season were fucking iconic. I just have so much fun with it. So that's what we were doing tonight. Didn't read much, but this is how it is, you know? With daily vlogging, we all have boring days. Imagine if you were vlogging your life. What would your vlog look like today? Comment below. Let me know. I actually am interested in that. But yeah, today was boring as hell for y'all. It was fun for me though. So I'm gonna go to bed. And I work super early in the morning and have a lot of work tomorrow. So we'll see the next time I update you. But I will see you tomorrow. Hello, vloggy. I am about to start work. It's 8 a.m. and I have sessions until 1 p.m. I know, I'm crazy. I'm a crazy person. Most therapists do not see that many people back to back, but you know what? It's the holidays and everyone's struggling, including me. So I gotta work, but I'm gonna do a little Q&A on my Instagram story, so when I'm home, we can talk about some stuff, and this vlog isn't just me updating and saying, hi, I haven't read. Hi vlog, I'm on my lunch break. I just got breakfast tacos, and I'm seeing all these questions coming in. Y'all are crazy. Y'all asked some fucking tea questions, so I cannot wait to go home and answer them. Hello vlog, I am finally home from my morning sessions. I have just been filming and editing, but I finally have a moment to talk to you. This one's going slow, okay? I only just read one more chapter. Okay, this is slow-paced romance. It's very sweet, it's very nice, but it's not conducive to reading a lot for the vlog. I'm here with the spicy Q&A. I figured since this is the one time I've freaking read romance in the past 3 months, I can go ahead and do a spicy Q&A. I put a thing on my Instagram story asking for questions, spicy questions or non-spicy questions if you're boring. And I got a whole mix, like all across the board. Some of y'all took that pepper emoji very seriously, and some people you'll just see. Let's go ahead and get into it. The first question is very spicy. It is the kinkiest book you've ever read. And if we're going like the sexiest book I've ever read, that is very different from the kinkiest book I've ever read. The sexiest book I've ever read is anything by Tessa Bailey. Tessa Bailey just knows how to write her freaking smut, and I love her for it. She is fabulous. I loved It Happened One Summer. That is one of my favorite romances of all time. But if we're talking about kinky, There Are No Saints. Come on. Favorite romance of the year, There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark. That duet follows 2 serial killers killing people and fucking. What could be kinkier than that? Matt, my good friend Matt from Matt the Page Turner, asked me, how heavy is my flow? I have PCOS. If that tells you anything, your girl struggles to get her period even just like a little eked out. So not at all, bestie. Sorry if that's TMI, but Matt asked. Some of y'all know me a little too well. Miss Isabel. I don't think I can answer that on the internet. I don't think I can, but thank you for the question. Animated character that makes you drool. That makes you literally drool emoji. Oh my god. This is so embarrassing. Your girl loved Danny Phantom. I don't know what it is. Something about that stick of a man. I love Danny Phantom. Why am I blushing? Danny Phantom, to me, as a child, I was like, I can't watch Danny Phantom if I don't have my eyeliner on because he's gonna see me. I'm crazy. But also, I think we've had this conversation. I know I've had this conversation on Sprints. I used to tell people that Ariel was my favorite princess, and that was straight up a lie. Like, my favorite princess is Belle, and everybody knows it. I want to be Belle, okay? She reads, and she's cute, and she is a fixer. That's me. I'm Belle. I read, I'm cute, and I'm a fixer. Just kidding. But I would tell people that my favorite's Ariel, and my friends, my mom, everybody would be like, why are you lying right now? Like, you know your favorite princess is Belle. And it wasn't until later on when I worked through all the internalized homophobia that I was like, oh, I wanted to Ariel. Belle was the girl I wanted to be. Ariel was the girl I wanted to kiss. You know? Tell us a funny or embarrassing sexy story. Y'all put me on the spot. I will tell you one of me and my best friends from high school's like inside jokes, because it is funny, it is embarrassing, and it has to do with sex. So there was this bottle of lotion. It was a Bath and Body Works travel size bottle of pink chiffon, and it traveled between me and my best friend's cars, because when you're in high school, what are you gonna do? You got to use your small limited resources you have, one of which is a vehicle. So this bottle of lotion would travel between me and my friend's car, and we knew that when like pink chiffon was in the cup holder or like the console of one of our cars and the other person got in, we were like, pink chiffon? What have you been doing? Girl, not the pink chiffon. Because it was used, this is very unsanitary. You should never use any scented product for anything, but there you go. The next question is romance book that has turned you on the most. Emily motherfrickin' Henry. Emily Henry knows how to build that tension where I'm literally shaking in my boots. Like, I don't know what it is about Miss Emily Henry, but maybe it's the way that she writes a man. I am obsessed with the characters that she crafts, like men with such empathy. This is a therapist moment for you. Hailey, what turns you on the most? Empathy. Yeah, sorry, that's my answer. Least favorite state? Ruth. This question's from Ruth. Ruth wants me to get canceled by an entire state of the United States of America. My least favorite state, it probably had to be somewhere boring, right? Like, I am not a boring gal. I love an exciting moment. I love an adventure. I love nature. What's like the least state that's like that? I would say like something northeast is just like small and like we don't fucking need her anymore. But I like the northeast, so I'm not gonna say that. Probably somewhere in the Midwest. Do I even know states in the Midwest? Ohio? Don't cancel me, Ohio. I love you. Okay, I would love to go to Ohio. That's a lie. I probably would not want to go to Ohio. But, like, what's there? Okay, you know what? I feel so mean. I love people from Ohio. If you're from Ohio, let's kiss. Convince me in the comments if you're from Ohio to come visit you. But right now, you're my least favorite state. I'm so sorry. Do you like giving or getting? I mean, there are perks to both. But honestly, I do love being in a position of power. I love to see women in power. I love to be a woman in power. I love to have the power. I love to make people do what I want them to do and feel how I want them to feel. So I would say I prefer to give than to get, and that's just the real tea. Dream place to live. Ohio. I'm just kidding. No, dream place to live? Like I have to live there? Honestly, I live in my dream place to live. I would not want to leave Austin, Texas. I don't think you could pay me to leave Austin, Texas. I freaking love it here. The only other place I have felt very at home at is LA, but Cameron would literally never move to LA, so. My in real life best friend asked the craziest question ever, and you know what? She doesn't even watch my motherfucking videos, so I'm not answering it. My favorite pet. This is like two very different categories. My favorite pet, like if I had to choose between Boba and Mochi, or my favorite pet I've ever had. Boba, get your ass over here. Boba, get your ass over here. Sorry to clown on Mochi right now, but me and Boba just have a special soul connection that can never be replicated. Like, I tell Cameron all the time, if him and Boba were hanging off the edge of a cliff and I could only save one of them, I would probably save Boba. Like, look at this face. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I love her. Yes, you're my bestie. Worst thing I've ever done drunk. Okay, I think I've said this before on the internet, which is crazy, but I'm a serial peer. I love to pee in weird places. I can covertly pee without anyone noticing. My party trick is that I will get really drunk and then piss somewhere and then be like, hey guys, did anyone even notice that I just pissed all over the floor? No, I've never done it on a floor. I will look my friends straight in the eye, have a conversation with them, and then 30 seconds later be like, did you realize that I was peeing the whole time? I wear a lot of skirts, so it's just easy for me to like let it go. I am not afraid to break the seal, you know what I mean? So I would say the craziest thing I've ever done drunk is look one of my friend's boyfriends in the eye and have a full conversation with him while eating a grilled cheese at a picnic table, and simultaneously releasing urine from my bladder 2 feet away from this man, just like across the table. Ooh, y'all want the motherfucking tea. Best and worst things about Patreon. Definitely the best things are so easy to name. Like, I love getting to know y'all better. There are so many people in the comments that I see repeatedly, and I always feel like I kind of know them, but I don't really know them. Like, I know your little picture and your little name, but I don't really know who you are. And on Patreon, I actually feel like I know these girls or non-binary people. Like, I don't know if we have any men, but I really, really like getting to know these people. And when someone feels like they want to know me and I really want to know them, and we just have this like soul connection. I've told them before, I'm like, y'all are my people. Like, these are my people. And it's so cool to just have like this massive group chat of all people who I know guaranteed are my people. So that is the best thing to me, is just having a smaller community where I can actually get to know my favorite people ever, which is y'all. But the bad thing is, a lot of people have judged me for starting a Patreon, like, oh, her channel's not that big, why is she doing this, it's a money grab, it's a cash grab, whatever, blah blah blah. And here's the thing, my time is expensive and making this content takes a lot of time, and I have to value myself. Like, it started as a hobby, but it started when I was only putting a couple hours into it, if that, a week, and now I put so many hours of my week into social media. It's probably an even split between my therapy business and YouTube at this point. I have to value my time, or else it would be a lot more lucrative for me to not put time into this platform and go ahead and just open those hours up to take on more therapy clients. And a lot of people judge me for that. So that is the worst part of it. But the best far outweigh and exceed the worst. I got quite a few questions about where I get my clothes. I don't know if it's just because I asked this question on Instagram and that's where I'd be posting all my outfits, but I love little boutiques based in the US, preferably based in Austin, boutiques where I can find a piece that not every girl is going to be wearing when I go to my next Instagram event, when I go to dinner. I like to be the only girl in the room wearing an outfit like I am wearing. So I really like finding niche things. So I definitely prefer thrifting and vintage shopping to like buying a clothing brand. I would say a lot of my pieces that I like buy from stores instead of like a vintage store or thrift store, I look for one specific piece. So I will either buy that on like ThredUp if I'm searching for a specific piece, or I'll go to the mall with like a mission in mind, and that is find a perfectly fitting bodycon black skirt, like something like that, where I have a vision for an outfit and then I go search out the pieces from like a store, and all of my fun, exciting standout pieces that I base the rest of my outfits around, I will thrift or get from a vintage store. Or I can't lie, sometimes I do get sucked into ads on Instagram. That is where I get a lot of pieces from, is like, oh my God, I'm seeing this ad for this cute little printed sweater. I'm the girl who's gonna order it. But that's kind of where I get my clothes. There's not one brand that I'm loyal to. Y'all are out of pocket. I love this question though. It says, can you talk a little bit about your church trauma? And I will. I have alluded to this a lot in videos and vlogs recently because it's something that I am actively working through. I was raised Christian. I went to a Methodist church, and it took a huge toll on me. Being in that environment was very difficult. Being an outgoing, confident personality was not something that meshed well with a very shameful, pious space that valued women who were quiet and little girls who did not ask questions or use their brains. So I already didn't fit in. And then you add in the fact that I was queer and did not know it / did not want to think about it. And then you add in the fact that my body was very curvaceous and developed early. And it was just a recipe for disaster. I was so incredibly slut-shamed in my church environment, and it was so harmful to me. Can you imagine being 12 years old, never even having kissed a boy, and having girls spread rumors about you and saying that you're a slut? Just because you're cute, you're outgoing, you talk to boys, and you have boobs, like... That was my life. And I internalized a lot of those messages about myself. I believed a lot of what these girls were saying because I didn't know any different. And when it's said in a church environment with a lot of authority, and the risk is either believe this about yourself or go to hell in my child brain, you buy into those messages really easily. I knew growing up that kind of church environment just was not a safe place for me, and was not a place that I was going to feel good and happy and healthy about myself. So I did distance myself a lot in high school and in college, but my faith has always been very important to me. Like, it would have been very easy to lose my faith, but somehow I did not. I think I was able to separate the people who hurt me and the messages that were weaponized against me from God and the actual teachings that I believe in Christianity. Thank God that over the past year, I found a church that is very affirming and accepting. And I found a pastor at that church who literally says, queer people, I don't know how you're here. Women, I don't know how you're here because you should have lost trust in us a long time ago. And he always says, like, it just speaks to my resilience and other people like me, our resilience, that we're still a part of a faith community. I take a very new age view to Christianity. I am non-denominational. I'm not a biblical literalist at all. And these are things that were difficult adjustments for me to make, but sit a lot better with my system now than it did when I was just kind of believing everything that I was hearing without questioning what it meant or how it made me feel. And I'm very grateful for my therapist as well, who has helped me a lot through that, and I'm very grateful that I can help some of my clients through that too. So it's been a long journey with religion and with church in general for me, but I'm very happy in the place that I've ended up. And if you're feeling like you're in that weird place, I would really, really encourage you to either go to therapy or look for a new church, try a new church. I tried quite a few before I landed on one that really resonated with me. Okay, let's stop being vulnerable. That was like really, really real. The next question asks about my daily routine. And because I'm a small business owner, honestly, my days look very, very different every day. But usually I will try to base my day either around social media heavy work days or therapy heavy work days. In a social media heavy work day, I will wake up, go to the gym, do full glam, which is not this, and shoot Instagram photos, shoot videos, edit content, do sponsorships, answer emails about sponsorships, all of that good stuff. Filling in the gaps, I will be reading, filming vlogs, corresponding with therapy clients, and planning my wedding. And then on my therapy heavy days, I will have morning appointments, usually a break in afternoon for consultations, meetings with my supervisor, or wedding related meetings or brand related meetings. And then I will have sessions at night as well. So usually my social media heavy days are Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are my therapy heavy days. And then my weekends, I do see a couple clients. Obviously, I film and edit videos. So I basically just work all the time on a lot of different things and try to breathe in between. That is my daily routine. And I'm also trying to fit in time to write my book. I don't know. Writing is hard, you guys. Writing is really freaking hard, but I really like it, and I think the story that I'm telling is really important. A feminist extreme horror novel will be coming in the next I'm gonna give myself 2 years. I was gonna say a year, but y'all, it takes a lot out of you to write, especially something that's a little bit of a self-insert. So bear with me on that. The next question is, do you prefer reading a physical book or reading on your Kindle? I definitely prefer a physical book. I will 10 out of 10 times choose a physical book. Even better if I can follow along with the audiobook, especially if it has a full cast. I love that. Reading on my phone kind of gives me a headache. I get migraines really easily, and that I just don't like. And reading on my Kindle, I like at night or on the go. But if I'm at home, I would rather just read a physical book. Like, nothing beats that for me, especially if it's an old book, like a vintage book, and it smells like a book should smell. Ugh, I love that. There's nothing better. Oh my gosh. This is the last question I think I'm going to do. A lot of them were just like a little too much, and a lot of them were just compliments. So thank you for the compliments. But this one's kind of in between, and I have a cute take on it, I think. Lore asks, how do I become like you? You're who I want to be, but also who I want as a bestie. First of all, let's be besties. Second of all, I want to do like a Hailey starter pack, you know, like, how do I become you? This is how you become Hailey. Get no sleep. Okay, literally stay up until 3 a.m. reading, and then wake up at 7 a.m. and go do trauma therapy with people. No sleep is essential to the Hailey starter pack. Watch and read crazy extreme horror, and don't get scared by it at all. Like, that's definitely essential to being me. And have your fiance sit across the couch at you watching someone be dismembered and be like, is she okay? But then also at the same time, be like a severe advocate for mental health and literally jump down people's throats who do not understand mental health or invalidate anyone's mental health or fetishize mental health. Yeah, you gotta be a mental health advocate. The next one is be cute. You have to be cute. I can't even be serious. Obviously that's a joke. But like, I'm kind of cute, right? And the last piece of the Hailey puzzle is being obsessed with your chihuahuas. I'm literally obsessed with my chihuahuas. I dote on them. So you have to have 2 chihuahuas and spoil them and put them in sweaters and paint their nails. So that's how to be me. I hope that helps. Oh my gosh, guys, this was so fun. Thank you to anyone who sent in a question. And if I didn't answer yours, just know that you just like went a little too hard, or there was nothing to answer, because I don't want to feature all these questions that are like, yeah, you're cute. Y'all pump up my ego too much, but that's it for the Q&A portion. I'll let you know if I actually read ever, but I do have a meeting in an hour and then 3 clients after that. Constantly working. You know what? It's just, that's the way it is. Hello vlog, it is 9 p.m. I'm home from work. I'm gonna try to read, okay? That's what this is. That's the plan. But first I got to eat, because I'm starving. I haven't eaten since my freaking tacos. Such a hard life. I'm either gonna make a cheese board or fish and chips. I don't know what I'm in the mood for. I guess Cameron's gonna decide for me. Or actually, breakfast for dinner sounds amazing. I hope he picks that, but we're not gonna tell him that that's what I want, because I'm trying to work on his people pleasing. Not me therapizing my fiance, but we're trying to work on his people pleasing. So I'm gonna give him the 3 options. We'll see what he chooses. 3 options. Fish and chips, cheese board, breakfast for dinner.
Oh, fish and chips. What did you want? Breakfast? I can do breakfast too.
The way that
I just don't want a cheese board, that's all.
It's the way that I prefaced this clip with my own clip saying we're trying to work on his people pleasing, so I'm not going to tell him that I really want breakfast.
It's really a toss up between fish and chips and breakfast. They sound similar. Fish and chips is more dinner. That's
more
all.
Dinner.
More
okay.
traditional. I don't care though.
Okay, let me tell you what the breakfast is and you can see if you really like it or not.
I guess breakfast does encompass a wide variety of options.
Sausage, eggs, lemon ricotta pancakes with homemade syrup.
Yeah, sounds great.
Or fish and chips, which sounds better?
Honestly, the breakfast sounds better now.
Slay. Hi vlog, it is 1:30 in the morning and I'm officially DNFing Running Wild. I don't think this is a bad book at all. It's just not the book for the moment. It's really difficult for me to read happy, fun, poppy romance when I feel like shit. And I'm just gonna be honest. I am so swamped with work. It is just constant. I am dealing with seasonal depression like I always do this time of year. I deal with severe chronic pain every single day. And when you're living in that kind of a space, reading about a bitch who just has a cute little life saving animals, it's just not the moment, at least not for me. So I'm just gonna be very real and say that I'm not having a good time right now and I have to DNF that book and go back to horror. Also, it's just been really difficult to vlog today because I got sent some shitty stuff about myself on the internet. I got a few shitty comments recently. I know a lot of people have a lot of shit to say about me. I think everyone has an opinion on anyone. And guess what? That's valid. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and defend myself to random people on the internet. I know who I am and that's fine. I just wish everyone on the internet could see someone doing their best and say, oh, they're doing their best, because that's how I try to look at every single person. This is me making videos and doing Vlogmas the best that I possibly can. If it's not enough for you, I sincerely apologize, but you don't have to watch these videos. And to the people who are being very supportive and enjoying every single day of Vlogmas, thank you for letting me know. And I'm really sharing all of this because number one, I'm all for being real and being vulnerable on the internet. I've done that when I had like 500 subscribers. So number one, for vulnerability, but also number two is because I get comments all the time and messages all the time talking about mental health. And I was actually responding to a comment earlier about just like feeling down this season, and I found myself writing in the comment like, I'm going through the same thing. I always go through it this time of year. Even if you can't see it in the vlog. So here I am showing it in the vlog. I hope you enjoy me being real. I hope that's enough, but you know what? Everyone's gonna have a problem with everything, so. A random person on the internet is not a perfect person. I am not a perfect person. I am just simply doing my best. All therapists in the world are not perfect people. And I understand that people on social media and therapists are probably the two groupings of people that are held to this crazy, unrealistic standard that we are supposed to be perfect. And because I fall into both of those categories, I fall victim to both of those communities of people that think I should be a perfect person. I'm not. Nobody is. Newsflash, all therapists struggle with their mental health. That's probably why they were drawn to the field. All therapists have bad days. All therapists say things that are incorrect sometimes. All therapists are not going to click with all people, and it's the same for people on social media. I never claimed to be a prophet. I never claimed to be the all-seeing eye of book recommendations and mental health content. But apparently that's the standard that I'm being held to, and it just feels shitty, okay? Today's just shitty. But just like I show the happy stuff, I want to show the bad days too. And you can't really escape that when you're daily vlogging. So here I am. I'm so sorry if this was upsetting or triggering in any way to anyone, but this is just me being real, so it's all I can do. It's my best. If you're feeling down or low this time of year, I get you, I feel you, and I hope you feel less alone. On that very real note, I'm gonna DNF this fluffy little romance that does not reflect how I'm feeling right now and try to pick up some horror tomorrow. Hopefully that goes better. I'm gonna pick up a very highly anticipated book. I think I'm gonna start with Near the Bone by Christina Henry because it's a dark book, is what I've heard, and when I'm feeling like I'm in a dark, low place, that is the kind of thing that I want to read to make me feel less alone. It's a Gabby Reads rec, and you know what? A Gabby Reads rec has never let me down before, so we're gonna go into that in the vlog tomorrow. But as for today, I hope you enjoyed watching this weird ass reading vlog where I barely did any reading at all. Have a good night, morning, whenever the fuck you're watching this, and I will see you tomorrow. You can like the video and subscribe to me if you want to sign up for this, or you could just read a book and go to therapy this week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!